Hey, how y'all doing? This is Giovanni. I wanted to make a video and talk about this new theory, or should I call it conspiracy theory, regarding the flat Earth. I want to speak to some of these believers in that theory, and especially to the believers in the faith. Okay. Okay. So about the flat Earth theory. This is a relatively new conspiracy theory that just arose lately. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, hardly anyone was speaking about the flat Earth. Nearly nobody. But now it seems to be surfacing and arising. So I want to try and speak a little to it. Okay, so especially if you're a believer of the faith, excuse me. If you're a believer of the faith, the analogy I'm going to use might be familiar to you and might help you get a better understanding from what my perspective is regarding the earth and the shape of it. So I'm going to start with this. This is the menorah. Any believers in the faith should know what this is. The 7 candlesticks. So here you've got the menorah. And we also know that we have 7 major feasts instituted by the Most High Yah. We have Passover, unleavened bread, first fruits, Pentecost, Feast of Trumpets, Atonement, and Feast of Tabernacles. Alright, so you've got your 7 feasts, or otherwise known as the flat earth. See, this is pretty flat. And this spans, these 7 feasts, they span through a 6-month period. Exactly 6 months. You've got the span of these 7 feasts. Okay. Now, it doesn't end here, right? We know that there's actually 12 months in a year. So there's 6 months of life. These feasts occurring, Passover starting at spring, and tabernacles occurring when fall happens, or when the beginning of the dead season, as some would call it, right? So you've got 6 months of life, and then you've got 6 months of death or darkness, like the other 6 months where they do the other major, not holy days, but holidays, like Christmas, Halloween, Easter, and all that stuff. Okay, so right there, in a sense, we see a sense of light, a period of light, and a period of darkness on a 1-year span throughout 12 months. Now let's look at it in a 1-day account. 1 day has 24 hours, right? So 12 hours of light and 12 hours of night. Or so that is what the scientific studies tell us and show us, and they are what has been presented to us. Now, it would be relatively easy to know if the earth is indeed flat or if it is round like a ball, simply because of the study of the light, right? Bible says, test everything, and if we put everything to light, the truth will come out, right? And it's not like we're back like 500, 600 years ago, like in the days of Galileo or whatever, where, the only knowledge that these people had were the knowledge in the very extremities beyond the people, in their circles, right? Other than people going off boats and off other continents and getting knowledge from other people. Like, we are standing in the year 2015, where like the knowledge is absolutely, we can gain access to any kind of wisdom, information, knowledge. It's all over the internet, right? So what I'm trying to say here is it wouldn't be hard for us in 2015 to, you know, come to the knowledge of the truth. Is the earth flat or round? I mean, just study the pattern of the sun, right? How the light shines on the earth. So, for example, it would be simple just to take, you know, maybe 12 or 24, maybe 24 people in key specific regions in the earth. You know, 24 people, and all you do, all across the board, all across the planet, and the only thing you do is, you know, you start, let's say, at 8 a.m., you record what you see, you know, placement of the sun, where is it, like, you know, east, south, you write it down, you know, you give a little bit of details as how far is the light, you know, is it like bright light, is the sun, is it noon, or is it like, you know, break of dawn or evening? And each person across the board, you know, would give us like their perspective of if it's during night or during day. And so we could compile the information from these 24 people at the exact same time, observing, you know, what they see in the earth, I mean in the sky, and we could simply compare the information given into account that these people, you know, they're trustworthy, and we could simply, you know, compare the information to the model that was presented to us, you know, with science. And I think it would be rather easy to come to the knowledge and, you know, disperse this conspiracy theory about the flat earth. You know, it's really interesting how these conspiracy theories come into light, you know, like back then the big thing was 9/11. Then there was, you know, the Pope and the Catholics being the Antichrist. That was another major conspiracy theory. Another one that came was chemtrails, you know, like everybody was starting to talk about chemtrails. And what I submit to you is, you know, it's kind of interesting to see how these conspiracy theories are brought into light and how they gain popularity specifically in different time periods. You know, like now what I seem to be seeing is like the new conspiracy theory. Now the new flavor is going to be the flat earth. I mean, 3 years ago nobody was talking about it. Now everybody seems to be talking about it. I mean, just look at this video. I'm going to entitle it Flat Earth, and just look at how many people will view it compared to my other videos. So that's something to think about, you know. And another thing I want to leave you guys with is, because the Bible seems to be saying something, it could actually be saying something else. You know, like when we read the accounts of the 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, you know, I know it seems to be saying that, you know, 4 corners, you know, like 90 degrees angles, but it could definitely be saying something else. And why would the Bible talk about the earth being like a ball, you know? Like, you know what you do with a ball? And you throw it on the wall and catch it, and it goes all over the place. You know, that's not how the earth is. The earth has been set up in a way where, you know, it's always constant. It's not like back and forth. That's not, the earth is not a ball. So that's it for now. That's what I want to leave you with, and hopefully that's going to be a blessing to you guys. So shalom.